Welcome to If Numbers Could Talk. My name is Keelan, and this is episode 49. If Numbers Could Talk, episode 49 will be or is titled $1 Billion Industries. This episode will solely be based around and talking about billionaires. Not every billionaire, not just the top billionaires, but specifically the top 20 in certain categories that I chose. Um, in the top five in one category, but in top 20, we're looking for industries all the way around. For every single one of these, we're looking for the industry. I will not be naming any names. I will be not naming. I will be not. I will not be naming any names of the people. Only the industries. I won't even be naming specific companies of any sort that I can think of, but I will be naming industries, how many of the top 20 are in those industries, and the total amount of billions for that particular industry. With that being said, here we are. I was looking through some different things. I got a lot of information, if not probably the majority of this information, corroborated at some other places, of course, from the Forbes list. So pretty much just went through the Forbes list, and the Forbes list it has 2,755 billionaires as of 2021. It shows that 80%, 86% of them are richer than they were before this year's Forbes list came out. So whether that be in last year's Forbes list or whatever, but they made more money coming into this year. There is a good amount of new billionaires added to the list. I want to say to the tune of somewhere between 200 and 400, somewhere like that. This is really interesting. The reason what brought me to this billionaire thing is it's not really something that was talked about long ago, or even not that long ago, just recently. It wasn't like billionaire, billionaire, billionaire. It was always millionaire, millionaire, but we knew billionaires existed. But now it's like billionaire is the new millionaire. Everybody is a billionaire. I mean, not everybody. There's only 2,755 in the entire world, apparently, or at least according to the Forbes list. And what they say there's 7 billion some odd people. So there's only 2,755 billionaires. Yeah, okay, maybe not. They're not everywhere, right? I mean, two countries account for, I want to say, about 60 to 70% of the billionaires all around. Those countries are America, the Americas. I don't think it's broken down to just the United States, but the Americas, or North America, and Asia. And Asia. So there you have it. With that alone, it's not like everywhere you're going to find billionaires, but there are billionaires scattered about. And if you were to sprinkle them, you see them stretching far and wide. I mean, from the research I found, 1 billionaire's net is 251 billion, which is approximately double their worth. That's just one billionaire. One billionaire has twice their worth in just like streaming. It's just streaming through. They may not be able to hold on to it all. They might have to spend it out, excuse me. It might go back out in expenses and business and those type of things. However, the net income for one particular billionaire is 251 billion, which is approximately double their worth. So with that being said, I think we can move on to some other information that I got, right? Some things that I heard. It was Dan Pena who said 2/3 of all CEOs have military background. And Dan Pena also said 2/3 of all CEOs have a martial arts background, which to me makes sense. Both of those things have discipline and focus, which is exactly what he explained after making that statement. Now, I'm not exactly sure um, as far as the information on those particular statements right there. So I'm going to credit that to Dan Pena. And I still think that that is pretty accurate. The discipline and the focus has to be instilled in you when you're getting into certain things. Not everybody just jumps off of a ledge and it works out for them because they don't have some kind of a structure. That might be the one most outlandish, extreme act of their entire life, and the rest of their life could just be discipline, consistency, and focus, right? So let's jump into the overall top 20, the overall top 20 billionaires or billionaire industries, $1 billion industries. We have technology. Now, technology has 8 of the top 20. 8 of the top 20 billionaires are in the technology industry. The technology industry accounts for $806 billion. Next, we have fashion and retail. There are 6 billionaires who are in the fashion and retail industry of the top 20. They together have $482 billion. From there, it's all one off. So 8 and 6 is 14 of the top 20. 14 of the top 20 are in technology and fashion and retail. Fashion and retail. Keep that in mind. Fashion and retail is not just, oh, you're selling clothes. No, retail could be a drugstore. It could be a grocery mart, things of that nature as well. So fashion and retail and technology account for 16 of the top 20 billionaires. Media and entertainment, there is only one billionaire in the top 20 for media and entertainment to the tune of $59 billion. Telecommunication services, one of the top 20 billionaires are in telecommunications for 62.8 billion. One of the top 20 billionaires are in food and beverage for 68.9 billion. One of the top 20 billionaires are in finance and investments for to the tune of 96 billion. Only one of the top 20, and I actually did a little more research past the top 20, but I'm just going to leave it at the top 20. One of the top 20 billionaires has a diversified portfolio, which means it's not just one industry that they come through, but they just built and spread out and built and accumulated wealth brings them to the tune of $84.5 billion. And only one of the top 20 billionaires are in the automotive industry, where automotive is the main stake of their income or their billions. And that person, or excuse me, that industry brings in 151 billion. 151 billion in the automotive industry. Now, that's just the top 20, right? Top 20 industries. So in the top 20 industries, we do not have 20 industries. We have technology, we have fashion and retail, we have media and entertainment, telecommunication services, food and beverage, a diversified portfolio, finance and investments, and automotive services, or just the automotive industry in general. Now, what about age, right? The 5 youngest billionaires on the list are 18 to 26 years old. The 5 youngest billionaires are 18 to 26 years old. Ranking in fashion and retail for 3.3 billion, metals and minings for 1.5 billion, a diversified portfolio for 1.4 billion, another diversified portfolio, so two diversified portfolio, 1.4 billion each, bringing us to a tune of 2.8 billion for diversified portfolios, in the 5 youngest billionaires on the list. And in automotive, 2.2 billion in the 5 youngest from 18 to 26. The automotive industry brings in 2.2 billion. And in the top 20 women on the billionaires list, we have 3 showing up in fashion and retail for 148.4 billion. 3 showing up in the technology industry for $87.4 billion. 3 once again showing up in the food and beverage industry for $61.9 billion. And once again, we have 3 billionaires showing up in the real estate industry for $62.6 billion. There we have 4 industries with 3 billionaires apiece, bringing us to 12 of our top 20. 12 of our top 20 industries for women have been stated. Those were fashion and retail, technology, food and beverage, and real estate. Metals and minings has 2 of the top 20 women billionaires. Metals and mining industry brings in $46.9 billion when owned by a woman. Energy, there is 1 billionaire on this list that is there because of energy, the women's list, 1 for energy for $18.2 billion. 1 billionaire in healthcare for $19.7 billion. 1 billionaire in healthcare. In fact, I think that is of the top 20 women and the top 20 overall. Now, keep in mind, I didn't do just top 20 men. I did a top 20 overall and noticed none of them were women. So I added a category. 1 billionaire with a diversified portfolio under the category for women at $46.4 billion. Gambling and casinos, there is 1 billionaire with $38.2 billion. Another billionaire in the automotive industry for $27.7 billion. And to round out the top 20 for the women billionaires, the billionaires that are women, not last, but of the top 20 in the industries that are bringing this in, the last industry I have is finance and investment for $20.9 billion. $20.9 billion. So these are, in my opinion, it's interesting to just pay attention to the industries. You don't really need to know who the people are. You don't really need to know their background, but pay attention to these industries that are bringing in the highest turnover ratio or the highest revenue. All of it's not just in, it's stock, and a good portion of it is, but sometimes it's just in services and goods. It's all about what the consumer is really picking up. And what template do you have in front of you? I don't think everyone on this list had the perfect game plan. And I don't think everyone on this list just, again, as I said at the beginning, jumped off of a cliff. I totally respect the concept that discipline and focus helps you achieve these type of things, because nothing else really would make sense. And maybe I'm wrong, right? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know what you think over at the email, ifnumberscouldtalk@gmail.com. And by all means, let me know how you felt about this episode. Tell me what you think about the billionaire list. Go and take a look at it yourself and tell me if there's some things you would have added. What do you think about it? Overall, when I look at this list, what I see is you don't have to just run and jump into something, and I highly doubt that's going to get you anywhere near $1 billion. Just run and jump into something. But I don't think anyone on this list just went straight into one thing and it worked out right off perfectly, right? Even the things that they may be on this list for, even these industries, the way these industries are stacked, I don't think any of these industries are simple things to manage. But I would think discipline and focus would add to the perseverance and the desire, and maybe even just maybe something that you enjoy, something that you're having fun at, right? Something that maybe you know you do better than all others. So you're going to put as much as you can into it. That's how I would see that. I would for sure, and if I were in that position, I would for sure want to know if that would help me in achieving such a goal, right? Now, maybe there'll be a second round to this. I'm not quite sure as of yet. And the reason I'm not sure is I'm not quite sure what more they can tell me about billionaires. Like, I have to now do more to learn about billionaires. Aha. On If Numbers Could Talk, we'll be maybe talking about trillionaires in the future. Who knows? It's like we got to billionaires pretty fast. I don't think in most of our lifetime we really thought we'd be talking about 2,755 billionaires worldwide, at least noted. It's probably more than that, but these are the ones that are noted. I appreciate you for tuning in to If Numbers Could Talk. I do have fun, and I hope that you do enjoy what we bring, what I present, and what is researched for you to ingest and have an opinion about, and or not. It's totally up to you. Just as it's up to you to hit that subscribe, hit that like button, share this with your friends. And by all means, check out some of the other podcasts we have going on. You have the Exo Fathom, which comes on Mondays. The Exo Fathom comes on at 8 p.m. You have If Numbers Could Talk, which I'm right here with you on Tuesdays. That is the show you are watching right now. You have the Screen Time Continuum, which comes on Wednesdays and Sundays, and that comes on at 8:30 p.m. And please go in and check out Strawberries and Coffee on Twitch, where Dejan plays video games and a bunch of games that sometimes I don't even know that you had access these games. Right now, he's playing Sonic. Who knew you could find all of the Sonics or any of the old Sonics and play them on the new systems and still be able to enjoy that? I didn't, but now I do. Thanks a lot for that, Dejan, because that was a treat, honestly, to watch. By all means, guys, check out any of our podcasts that we have. There's a bevy of content out there for you, and we'll be continuing to bring that to you. Thanks for joining If Numbers Could Talk this evening. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you later.